Hey y'all, welcome back. And thank you so much for all the likes, the subscriptions, the hearts, the comments. We love it. Keep it coming. Today, we're going to be doing double duty with a pot of stock. I have 2 chickens simmering away in some H2O, 2 bay leaves, a little bit of chicken base and cumin, and we're going to make 2 dishes out of that. First dish we're going to make today is chicken pozole. It's a Mexican soup with chicken broth, some great seasonings, and hominy, which is big corn. Let's say that. Let's get started. So we have some vegetables here in the Mexican family, of course. These are poblano peppers. They're green. And tomatillos, which tomatillo in the family is the consistency of a green tomato. We have a couple jalapenos. This is 1 clove of garlic, believe it or not. It's a jumbo garlic. So I'm only using 1 instead of a whole bulb. And we're gonna add some Vidalia onions to this. What's gonna happen here is we're gonna roast this in the oven on 400 degrees for about 20 to 30 minutes until everything gets a nice little char and soften, and then it's gonna become the sauce for our soup. Let's get started on that. Quarter this onion, and again, this is Vidalia onion, so this is sweeter than all the other onions in my opinion. They're grown right here in Vidalia, Georgia.
Is it really called Vidalia, Georgia?
Yeah.
Honestly.
It's a really cool place, and they have all kinds of cool shops down there that have all kinds of onion products, but it's the only place that you get the Vidalia onion, and it's sweet. You can literally make an onion sandwich. I know you won't eat that, Junior, but...
Yeah, you guys don't know this, but I'm a very picky eater, but I'm not opposed to trying new things, if that makes sense.
Great, so you're going to be eating onions today.
Well, am I though?
Okay, so onto this tray, we're going to season it up with just a little bit of salt.
A little bit of salt.
Yeah, a little lot.
A lot of it.
And some olive oil. And I'm gonna leave these tomatillos in the skin. I'll remove it afterwards. I'm gonna also leave the garlic in the skin. If you leave the garlic in the skin and roast it like this with olive oil, it becomes sweet and roasted, and it makes everything taste really good. All right, I'm gonna set this in the oven, and when we come back, we're gonna start assembling our soup. And there is our yummy chicken broth, and we're gonna get those chickens out of the bath and shred them and make them a part of this meal. Okay, so we're back, and you see our vegetables have roasted really nicely. The skin will be easy to come off the tomatillos. The peppers have roasted. Look at our jalapenos. And our garlic is all busting open and ready to go. The next step, we're gonna compile maybe 1/3 at a time into my magic bullet, and we're gonna pulsate it and make a puree out of it. And then we're gonna assemble the soup. It's gonna be pretty easy after that. Okay, we'll see you in a few minutes. So we've added a whole chicken that we have deboned and stripped off, and I've added the hominy. This was a large can of hominy that we washed and drained and then added to the broth. So if you notice, there's no other chunky vegetables in here other than the meat and the hominy. I also added the juice of 2 limes and about 1/2 of a teaspoon of salt. The next ingredient I'm gonna add is some cumin. And it's gonna be about 1/2 teaspoon or so. A good amount of cumin is what you're gonna add. And those were my measurements anyway.
Very
and then
precise.
I'm going to cut up the condiments that are gonna go with this. It's like a mini salad, and we're gonna plate it up, and we're gonna have JJ try it today, even though he thinks he's not eating onions.
Well, I know I am. You just told the camera. So,
see you in a bit.
Mom, I gotta say that soup over there is smelling really good. Can you hurry up, please?
I'm almost done. I'm just cutting up some toppings to go on the soup. The soup is traditionally served with some type of raw condiment like onions, avocado, lettuce, cilantro, radishes. So it gives them a good crunch to the soup.
It seems like a good time for a Q&A.
Sure.
All right, so my first question for you today is, what led to you making more Mexican dishes and Mexican foods?
Awesome question. I actually did live in Texas for a while. It's where I got married. And as you know, Texas is the gateway to Mexico. So it is the leader in Tex-Mex food. I mean, you haven't lived until you've had Texas food. And my husband built a lot of Mexican restaurants while we lived there. So I got a lot of firsthand Mexican foods. And I had, coworkers that were Mexican. And I always noticed that they didn't bring the stuff to work that was like we would see at a Taco Bueno or any of those other chains. Their stuff was always different. So I always asked a lot of questions, even though I didn't understand the language. And I tried to capture as many flavors from the food as possible. But I loved it because the ingredients were similar to where I was born in the Caribbean. And the flavors, it was like an explosion in your mouth. So I really loved it. So I learned to cook it. It was kind of the second cuisine I learned to master.
All right, when you hear the term Tex-Mex, what is the first dish that pops into your mind?
Fajitas. Sizzling fajitas. There's actually a brand of fajitas called Texas Style, and it has like all the different meats on it and peppers and onions, and then you put it in a tortilla and you eat it with all these different vegetables and refried beans and cheese and sour cream. It's just to die for.
All right, my final question for you is
Oops, I have a runaway.
It's all good. That happens sometimes in the kitchen. My final question to wrap up the segment, as you continue to chop the radishes over there, when it comes to Tex-Mex, what is your go-to Tex-Mex dish? Like, what's the dish that if you go to a Tex-Mex restaurant, you have to have it?
Tamales.
Oh, I love tamales.
I know you do.
I love tamales.
Tamales is one of my favorite. And I love it because the actual masa is a vessel for all kinds of things, just like a tortilla. I mean, you can have sweet tamales, really hot tamales, pork, beef, deer, goat. I mean, just every type of tamale you could think of, I've eaten. That's going to be on one of our shows. Probably closer to Christmas is when I like to mess with tamales a lot. So we'll probably do a show on tamales.
All right, sounds good, Mom. That definitely makes me happy.
All right, we'll get to plating here in about 5 minutes.
All right.
We'll be back.
See you guys then.
And Junior, I'm not gonna put any toppings on yours.
Yeah, because I'm picky. We went through this in the beginning.
And I am gonna put toppings on mine. Oh, it smells like heaven.
All right, Mom. Well, I'll see you at the table.
Okay.
Oh, damn. We're already here. Time travel.
Okay. So we have some radishes. We have some cilantro, some onions, some cabbage. You can add some avocado if you want. I just didn't have any today. And look at the consistency of the soup. It is brothy. You got your chicken in there, your hominy, and all of those great vegetables that we roasted. I mean, for a picky eater, they're not gonna know. It's just the hominy, and the consistency of the hominy is just like a potato or a carrot or something like that. But it's just really good. So I'm just gonna do what I do with mine. I know Junior's not gonna want this.
Yeah, okay, I know in episode 1 you called me JJ, but she's calling me Junior as well because, like, that was, like, the childhood nickname.
And that's my nickname.
That was you were called Junior?
No, for you, Dodo.
Oh.
Now you're Dodo.
You see how it's Dodo now? But anyway, for people who are wondering, like, what does JJ mean? Why does she keep calling you Junior? Calling you JJ. JJ is Jeffrey Jr. My first name is Jeffrey. I'm the second Jeffrey, so Jeffrey Jr.
All right, let's taste. I can't wait. I just can't. I'm gonna get some hominy and some of the chicken and the cilantro. And I'll come back for the veggies later. Oh, it's hot.
All right, so this is the part in the video where I ask you to describe what is going on in your mouth.
That gets 5. This sauce is so good. You have got to try this. And making your own chicken broth is the way to go. By all means, because you get the depth of chicken flavor, which is what the soup is about. But if you want to take a shortcut, I'm not mad at you. That's fine. But this is like, I've traveled for work and come home, and this is what I want to eat to make me feel better.
All right, Mom. Well, you know what?
Your turn.
It's time for me to try it.
Go ahead.
All right. You guys know I'm actually used to being on the other side of the camera, behind it. But today, I am going to try my mom's food. Sorry if I'm playing around with it. Don't mind me. All right. Blow it because it's going to be hot. So instantly, when you try it, you taste all of those roasted vegetables that we showed earlier. You get the tomatillos, you get the jalapeno, you get some of the garlic, you get the lime juice that you squeezed in here. And that's the best part about making your own chicken broth. There's no shame in buying chicken broth already or chicken stock, whatever. But making your own allows you to be more versatile with it, because when you buy chicken broth, you're getting like that flavor when you can use water in your own chicken and make your own flavor. And that's what Mom did with the roasted vegetables. It's really good. Off camera, I'm going to finish this. Don't worry. We don't waste food in this house, as she will tell me and let us know. But really good job, Mom. I loved it. And let's just go ahead and wrap this thing up, shall we?
Thank you all, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're not subscribing. And please continue to watch. We have so much to share. Be safe, be kind, be happy. Bye.